All right, Steph, you don't make a field goal in December in this building, and you leave tonight with 52. I bet that wasn't on your mind at all.
Actually, it wasn't.
Really? Come on.
I told you I got amnesia.
Yes.
That's why you keep shooting. But yeah, thanks for reminding me. Obviously, this is a different part of the year, different team, different stakes on the line, and for us to, start the way we did, that's the most important thing against Memphis. When we get off the slow starts, they get to control the tempo. They have us reeling, and then it's usually never a good outcome. So we were very intentional in that first quarter. Obviously, shots got to fall, but that set the tone for the whole game.
And you also had the 8 assists, Steph. How hard is it for you when you're having such an incredible game like that, where the flow is there, you're in that flow state, to still think the game and make the right basketball play as guys are jumping out at you all over the place, making those right passes?
It's a balance. Just like you said, you have to, stay aggressive, especially when I was hot like that. There was a couple possessions in the beginning of the fourth where I wanted to see how really hot I was. And then after that, you kind of settle down and just get good possessions. We got that three, the relocation three I got in the corner was off a swing, drive and kick. The three Mo got, even if it's not my assist, getting the ball moving is always great when I demand a lot of attention.
How aware are you of threes made in a game when you start getting close to that record at 12 and Clay's still sitting there at 14?
That was the first 2 threes of the fourth quarter. I definitely was thinking about Clay in Chicago. This is as close as I've been with the amount of time left. But then after that, reality check. We got to win the game, so you don't want to sabotage anything.
Steph, you made 8 of 8 free throws. It could have been 16 for 16. But I always say you're the most mentally tough player in the NBA because of the lack of a whistle, whatever you want to call it. But what's it like in a game like this where you're playing this well? It seems like there's a lot of contact happening. How do you just avoid being frustrated and continue to play like you do time and time again?
It's my reality. I've been in this situation for a long time. It's like a playoff game. Like, you have to adjust to what how the game's being called. You can have a reaction, but you don't want to let it distract you from, what the task is. So I think trying to stay as even keel as possible. That doesn't mean you're passive or giving into it. You're kind of fighting through it and not looking to get bailed out, even though, you feel like it's not going your way.
We've talked a lot about Draymond and Jimmy Butler and their tandem defensively and things like that. How about you and Jimmy as a closer, with Jimmy 27 tonight, 12 of 12 from the line, having him as a tag team partner, knowing that 9 guys can't guard you all the time?
That's, why the trade makes so much sense for us and why, the results have been there ever since. It's a great tandem in terms of, like you said, 2 different styles. And, when we're locked in and have good spacing, he demands a lot of attention. He always makes the right play. Like you said, he can get to the line because he's such a presence. He knocks him down. And then, yes, sir. Come on. Big time, baby. And, even on the defensive end, the steal he had on Ja down the stretch was just high IQ basketball. Like, we love playing meaningful games. Coach said it before the game. This is a meaningful game. All the rest of them down the regular season are going to be like that. So for us to be able to step up the way we did, total team effort, but I like me and Jimmy leading it.
All right, we'll let you go with the most serious question. Is Kevon Looney not getting enough three-point looks?
It's 2025, We gotta stretch out the playbook, I guess, and set some pin-ins for Tune to get his threes up. I like where he's at right now.
Thanks, Steph. Thanks for stopping. 52, 10, and 8 for Stephen Curry in Memphis. Yeah, he didn't know he went 0 for 7 the last time he was here. He said that with a straight face.
Right.
So Curry brings out the crowd here in Memphis. The Warriors, they get the win. They own the tiebreaker. And it's off to L.A. to complete the longest road trip of the year.
And the Warriors now improved to 3-2 on this road trip. And you see Stephen Curry with his 15th career 50-point game. He started off red hot in the first quarter, 19 points. He had 19, 5 and 4 after the opening quarter and 5 made threes. You see the stat line there, folks. 5 steals, 8 assists, 10 rebounds, flirting with a triple-double, a masterful performance, and they needed every single one of those points, Fezzi.
What I saw tonight, Bonte, was a great adjustment by Steph Curry and the Warriors the whole time, using Steph's gravity. Obviously, he started hot, But as the game went along, you saw a lot of back cuts by Jimmy Butler, by Draymond Green, and I saw Steph Curry get top locked, meaning the defense wasn't letting him get to the three-point line, and they were using it against it. They swing the ball to Draymond, and they use that gravity to get a layup for Steph. Just a great adjustment by the Warriors. Incredible showing by Steph Curry, and every time he hit a three, it felt like it was a home game right there for the Warriors in Memphis.
I mean, look at the stats there. Look at the efficiency numbers. 12 of 20 from three. Finding 20 three-point shots is hard enough. Knocking down 12 is amazing.
Look at this. He's now in the top 10 for most career 40-point games in NBA history. Nobody's catching Will Chamberlain. Michael Jordan's on this list. Kobe Bryant, but you got LeBron. You got all the greats on this list.
That's awesome list.
Kevin Durant, of course, Kevin Durant's going to be out the rest of the week with a sore ankle. But he's now in the top 10. He surpassed Jerry West for 25th on the all-time scoring list in NBA history. So the accolades just continue to churn out here, Fezzi. And we're going to have more accolades right here in the wall, fellas. I mean, I could write it down, but I'll run out of space here. All right? We'll get the wall rolling here. But you guys get the point. 52 points,
He's
10
got so many
rebounds.
records, he broke the screen.
He broke the screen. All right. So he passed Kareem Abdul-Jabbar in 40-point games. Because the oldest player in NBA history to record a 35-5 game in a single half. Of course, he has 12 made threes. You see this list over here, games with 40-plus points, 10-plus threes. Stephen Curry has 23. There's 4 NBA combined from other players in the league. So you guys get the point. He was cooking tonight and setting more records. See Humboldt County here, and it's going to be all 12 of his made threes today. And you look, my boy Daryl the Guru Johnson from 95.7 game. You guys both know him. He texted me right before tip-off. Man, Kerr's got a fresh cut, fresh lining.
Okay,
I think you better watch out.
That had nothing to do with it.
Well,
okay?
I'm going to give Guru some credit because
Okay.
I think the haircut, there was some magic within the fresh lining.
No.
So what, is more aerodynamic? What are we talking about here? Steph Curry right now is on a tear. He had 13 points last game. What else do you want me to do? I'm going to come out here and show you guys that I'm still ready for this game to go the long haul. And this was one of those showings, one of those classic showings by Steph Curry where, man, that ball kept going right in, and guys kept finding him. 29 assists for the Golden State Warriors.
No, so I'm still trying to figure out, Bonte, what he's the guru of, but this wasn't not the haircut. It was the circumstances. This was the biggest game of the season. They get up to the 5 seed, came in, to this game with Memphis. If they lost, they go into the play-in.
Right.
So
just
all
like that.
stakes, everything's on the line. Steph showed up huge. Jimmy Butler was dynamic. Draymond with a triple-double. And okay, Steph had a fresh haircut, but come on.
Most cases with 12-plus threes made in a game. He surpasses his brother, Klay Thompson. He has 4 all-time games with 12 or more threes made, and he had that record on his mind as he told Fitz and Buki that those first 2 threes in the fourth quarter, which were online, he was thinking about that record right then and there. Look, we can get on the NBA officiating, but we don't want to get fined here on the panel. Fezzi, we're trying to win Emmys.
We can't get fined. I'll tell you exactly where fouls are.
There. Here's another one.
To be fair, this was a playoff type atmosphere.
Okay.
And it was physical on both sides.
It was.
Okay.
No call right there. Me step. Oh, no foul. Look at this. This is crazy right here. That was the one that set me off a little bit. And of course, you got into it with Bane a little bit. Like, get out my face.
But this is what you want, though.
You want for a second.
This was a great game to watch. We had great skill. We had shot making. We had defensive strategy or their lack of. And we had a great competitive game.
Right.
And when it's like that, it's almost impossible to referee. And the one thing, the referees did not determine the outcome of the game. The great players did.
Said this was a hell of a basketball game for the number 5 seed in the Western Conference. The Grizzlies come in losing to the Lakers and the Celtics last night, and the Warriors playing them on the back end of a back-to-back. You see here, Aldama's a very good player. Santi Aldama off the Grizzlies bench. He had 18, including 4 made threes. Triple J, Jaren Jackson Jr., picked up 2 quick fouls in the first quarter. Wasn't really a factor. Costly fouls. And, of course, he fouls out of this basketball game, still ends up with 22 and 7. But you see the Warriors battling back here, down 2. Pods looking for Draymond in. Stephen Curry in the corner. Splash.
Beautiful pass, as important. Nice screen by Jimmy Butler on the relocation to the corner by Steph.
There's a nice little layup there. Jaren Jackson Jr. did miss a lot of layups. He was inefficient tonight, 7 of 20 from the floor, but the Grizzlies do have the slim lead, 122-121, and then Jimmy Butler.
Big bucket.
Again, I think it's the quietest 27-6-4 game I've seen in quite some time. He was 12 of 12 from the free throw line. Very efficient tonight from the floor, 7 of 11. And you saw the value of Jimmy Butler tonight, Fezzi Fell.
Jimmy was in playmaking mode all night long, understanding the importance of having your players. And this right here, Jimmy is going to get fouled. And it's so good to be on this side of it as opposed to the other side because Jimmy Butler is able to get you easy buckets when you need it.
He saw that bucket before. When they did double Steph with the 8 assists, just reads the game beautifully. This was a huge play by Pods. Offensive attacking on the glass there.
Pods with 5 rebounds tonight. That was a big one right there.
And Moses from the corner.
With the night. He scores 10, 4 of 8 from the floor, 4 rebounds. We saw some great hustle plays from Moses Moody. So the role players getting some great experience tonight. You saw Quentin Post come off the bench. Had big first half, 9 points and a half. So a very good win for the Dubs as they take this to L.A. And as Fitzibuki said, the road trip got off to a terrible start. 0-2. You lose at Atlanta. You give up 40 in the first quarter. They shoot 60% in the first half. You follow that up. You lose another game. And then all of a sudden you're 3-2 on this road trip with a chance to go 4-2. The team stat comparison for tonight. Again, a very fun NBA basketball game. And it's just heating up, folks. 7 left to go. The Lakers on deck with the Denver Nuggets Friday night. And then the Houston Rockets come to town on Sunday for the 5th matchup against the Dubs this season. Again, 28 of 28 sticks out to me from the free throw line. A +9 from the charity stripe. You see the assist numbers are back up, +7 there. The steals, Warriors are still in the ball. Led the league in steals in the month of March. They get another 11 today. 5 from Stephen Curry. And, of course, the Warriors get the must-needed win. They win the season series against Memphis, as well as the tiebreaker. Let's hear from the head coach of the Golden State Warriors, Steve Kerr, presented by BMW.
I mean, the guy's 37 years old. It's incredible. 52 points with people draped all over him all game long. The conditioning, the skill, the audacity, the belief. It's just incredible to watch Steph at work. I mean, I can't believe he's still doing this at this age, but he's put the work in and he still got it.
How much do you think that week off he just had maybe boosted him a little bit?
I think it helped, and I think 2 rounds of golf on this road trip helped. Yeah, I'm only half joking. But the week off was helpful for him. I think he looks recharged, rejuvenated, and he just. I think last time he was here, he didn't make a field goal. I guarantee you that was on his mind. We lost by 50 or something, and we know how they like to guard him. They've done a great job on him. They've done a great job on us. The first 3 games of the year. We averaged, I think, 19 turnovers against them, and tonight only 11. And I feel like there was a really concerted effort to execute and get organized and stay poised. And for the most part, I loved the way we played throughout. We had a couple of bad spells, but it was really a solid effort. It's an amazing game. I mean, both teams played at a really high level. They made 18 threes. Ja was unstoppable. So great game, and we were fortunate to come out on top, but we made big plays down the stretch to make it happen.
Feel like a playoff game?
It did. Felt like one, and obviously the implications were huge. Now they got to beat us by 2 games here over the last 7 to catch us. So that's helpful for us, and we're obviously fighting it out with Minnesota, with the Clippers, and you never know what happens with anybody. So you got to handle your own business.
You mentioned the last time you were here. How long ago does that feel?
How
just long ago does that feel?
Completely different team. Jimmy saved our season. The trade saved our season. Everybody knows that, but you watch what he did tonight, 12 for 12 from the line. Steph goes off the floor. We're running everything through him. Just a big-time defender, big-time two-way player. And Jimmy has made the rest of the pieces fit. Moses, BP, Gee, Quentin. It's just the roster makes sense. We got guys who are competitive and tough and smart, and they're, as Steph talked about, he wanted to play meaningful basketball again, and he's getting to do that. We're all getting to do that, and it's a lot of fun.
Jimmy fouled.
All right, it's time now to check out the wild, wild Western Conference standings.
Yeehaw!
After a wild one out west here against the Memphis Grizzlies, the Warriors leapfrog the Grizz for the 5 spot in the Western Conference. Grizzlies now have 32 losses, and they're tied in the loss column with the Minnesota T-Wolves, who are in progress right now, taking on Denver. That game is late in the first half, with Denver leading Minnesota 45-41. Clippers beat Orlando yesterday, bouncing back after losing to Cleveland on Sunday. So you got to watch the Clippers, of course. They'll play the Warriors in the last game of the regular season. You have the Kings and the Mavericks tied with 39 losses apiece, and Phoenix without Kevin Durant this week. They look like they may be a lost cause in the play-in.
Whoa,
wow.
Whoa.
It's not Air Congo. It's not Young Glove. It's not Air Indiana. It's Jimmy Buckets. 2 hands for safety, Fezzi.
What's it, Air Tomball? What do we call this?
This is a nice read by Steph on a night when you're getting 50. They didn't double team all the time, but when they did, he made them pay.
Look at that. Jimmy jumped for, outside of the restricted area right there. Come on, Fezzi.
He's a legit athlete.
He was in playmaking mode all night, but when it was time to score, he got big buckets for the team.
We'll have more on Jimmy Butler after the break, plus an update on Jonathan Kuminga here on Toyota Warriors. Our JK, of course, had this unfortunate fall Sunday against San Antonio midway through the second quarter.
Jeez.
He's considered day-to-day with the right pelvic contusion. Was good to see him on the bench today, but man, that was a hard fall. Originally, it was diagnosed as a right ankle sprain, and we all got worried because he missed 31 games due to the ankle sprain, but it was flipped to a pelvic contusion. And luckily, there was a structural damage. Second time I've said that in the last couple of weeks.
There's so much stuff happening there. It lands on his ankle, it lands on his butt. It looks like a knee. It's just a lot of stuff happening right
Very similar to when Steph fell.
Yeah,
Very similar play.
It's very similar play. So he returned for 9 games after missing 31. So hopefully he doesn't miss the remainder of the regular season here. But he's day-to-day with the right pelvic contusion. All right, let's move on to Jimmy Butler, though, because Jimmy Buckets was in his bag tonight. And as Steph Curry was rolling and hitting 3 after 3 after 3, Jimmy Butler was just doing his thing. 7 of 11 from the floor. This is a big game here. 27 points, 6 rebounds, and 4 assists. And he's perfect from the free throw line going 12 of 12, Fezzi.
What I love about Jimmy is in that first half, this steal right here, he seems to get it every game. Just this ability to be in the passing lanes and read his teammates. I love the fact that he's always being a playmaker, understanding the importance of bringing your role players along in the team. And they're going to be really useful as the year goes along. When you go into the playoffs, Jimmy Butler understands that importance right now. And so he gets them involved in the game early, and then he starts to kill you there towards the end of the game.
Win the quarter, win the game. That's what we're saying in the bench. Going into it, and just knowing we got to just focus. They coming off a back-to-back. So running them and getting, they can only play so much, so they're going to get tired or whatever that may be. We're controlling what we can, executing down the stretch. That's what we did.
Feel like a playoff game tonight?
It did. They definitely had that energy, had that atmosphere. And that's my thing, too. Like, when we coming down the stretch, you got to look around the standings and seeing what other guys doing, hoping guys lose and this and that. But, you can control your destiny when you meet those teams, and that's what we did tonight. So I was proud of what we put together.
What's it like to just watch that highlights tonight?
You got to remember to play the game when you're sitting there watching him do stuff like that. Just coming off those screens, finding any inch of space, pulling it, knocking it down. That's a special performance from a special player.
You mentioned it feeling like a playoff game. Like, are you feeling the stakes right now, and how big a swing every game is?
I feel like my mindset is win games. All the pressure of it and all the other stuff. You can make yourself feel a whatever way because of whatever. If you win games, then things gonna turn out how you want to. So that's my mindset, and then I'm gonna just keep it that way.
You guys went 28 of 28 from the line. Jimmy went 12 of 12. How large a factor was that?
28 points large. I didn't know that until now, but that's amazing. The stat that we had is because those free throws can determine a game. Those when you're not making them, that's when you really feel them. But yeah, obviously it was a big part of it.
Part of that was he fouled Jaren Jackson out late on that pump. Like, how big was that play?
Oh yeah, that was a big one. He he got that mid-range shot that you gotta pay attention to. Baited him into it. He want to go get the block. So it was a big time.
49-43 on the glass for you guys tonight. How gratifying is that to out-rebound a team as big as the Grizzlies?
Yeah, well, that was the emphasis going into the game, knowing they were going to have more size out there on the floor. So cracking back, guards coming back to rebound, hitting those big guys. yeah, that was the game plan.
Hey, Moses, tonight's kind of like a homecoming. You being Blue Rock. But is there any added pressure, to kind of like go out there and perform, knowing that, you're kind of close to the crib in a way?
Yeah, in a way, it's some pressure with it. But, I mean, really, it's just being able to perform in front of my people. They watch me on TV all the time, all the way out in California. But I got a lot of people here today. Had to get a lot of tickets for all my people. So just being able to talk to them, have them come see me play in person. Because I've been gone for a while. I went to Montverde in high school, so I've been away from home playing for a long time. So whenever they get to come experience it, it's a lot of fun. So, but I got to show out when I'm around the whole crowd. So I guess there is a little added pressure there.
All right, John Morant is a special, special talent for the Memphis Grizzlies. He's missed 30 games this season. And you see the talent, 36 points, 14 to 22. He had his 3-ball rolling. He's only a 28.9% shooter for the 3-point line. But tonight, 5 of 8, 6 assists, and he's got moves like this. His first step is as quick as anybody in this league, Mully.
He's a great player. Similar to Allen Iverson, the way he can get himself open, get to the paint at will. Led the league in points in the paint last year or 2 years ago as a point guard. So an amazing talent. We didn't mention one of the biggest plays, I thought, was when he fouled Buddy Hield at the very end of the shot clock. The Memphis Grizzlies had the lead. Warriors had a baseline out of bounds, I think it was. Hield drove to the basket. Basically, at the shot clock was expiring. That was a huge play. He also had 6 turnovers. So he had a dynamic, incredible performance. But when they needed him most, the Warriors made the plays. The Grizzlies did not.
How the Warriors went 28 for 28 from the free throw line. This was during the game. But this is the most makes without a miss in a game since going 33 for 33, against the Rockets back in 1991. So I'm looking at the box score here. Mully, you were part of that team. You guys beat the Rockets. You go 5 for 5. Mitch Richmond goes 5 for 5. Hardaway goes 10 for 10. And I'm looking at the box score, Sakti, 33 for 33. People were shortchanging the Dubs.
I definitely got fouled more than that. Give me a break.
You guys beat the Rockets, and Hakeem Olajuwon 111 to 99 that day.
Tim Hardaway.
I thought you said we don't do that.
Most 30-point halves in the play-by-play era since 1997-98. You see this special list. Kobe Bryant, 28. James Harden with 30. Stephen Kerr with 22. Career 30-point halves. Tied with LeBron James. He was also the oldest player to record a 35 and 5 in a single half. Heck, after the first quarter, he had 19, 5 and 4. He also becomes the first player in NBA history to record 50-plus points, 10-plus threes, and 5 steals in a single game. So the list just goes on and on and on when it comes to Stephen Curry.
He just gets off to a dynamic start. The Warriors put up 45 in the first quarter, and he just never let up.
Yeah, 19 in the first quarter?
19 in the first quarter.
I mean, Steph had that look in his eyes, Bonte. Yeah. And when he does, you just got to find him, Bonte. He was doing everything. It wasn't just scoring. He was rebounding, had 10 rebounds. This is your point guard. He was pushing the pace. He had 5 steals. I mean, this is Steph locked in for the playoffs. He said he wanted to play meaningful basketball. Now that the Warriors are, he's out there giving everybody a show.
No doubt about that. 16 to 31, 12 made threes. Thinking about Clay's record with his early fourth quarter 3-point attempts. He missed them. It's like, you know what? We probably should win this game, and we need to try to win this game to get the tiebreaker over the Memphis Grizzlies as well as the season series. They're now in 5th place at their 52, the monster double-double, 50-point double-double, man.
I mean,
crazy.
Again, you look at those numbers to find 23-point shots and make 12. But look at those clips. It wasn't bad defense. I mean, much like you talk about Ja, like the scouting report, don't let him get to the paint. That sounds easy. No matter what you do, great players are going to get it done. But Steph Curry just keeps breaking records and catapulting himself up that list.
Play number 3. There's going to be a Steph Curry themed highlight package. The team's doing things like that over Zach Edey.
Fish out of water.
Come on, big fella.
Yeah, okay. Come on, big fella.
Oh.
Come on, big fella.
Get out there, big fella.
This isn't the Big Ten. This isn't the Big Ten.
Listen, that's a 7'2" guy standing out there contesting the shot. It doesn't even matter.
You're not playing Indiana.
I don't see you.
Play number 2, and this was just a heat check.
Even look at the rim.
We let the crowd know about it. T. Morant was running up and down the sideline there. John Morant's dad. So maybe he was chirping, and Steph Curry's like, yeah, I'll shoot it from the FedEx Forum logo.
Wow.
It's insane.
Who's he looking at after he shoots that ball?
He almost stepped out of the sideline.
Right. He's looking at somebody, giving him the death stare. Then Draymond Green looking for his buddy, Jimmy Butler, corner, splash.
No rim.
You don't even need to catch it properly. Just
give me it.
Back to the pocket.
He's 37 years old. Jimmy with the wherewithal to pass to him. Probably could have shot the layup, but when you got 30 rolling like that, why shoot a layup? Just give it to Steph.
You know what those analytic people say. Three's better than two.
No doubt about that. Daryl Morey approves, right? Somewhere out there in Philadelphia. Stephen Curry now 25th all-time in all-time score, all-time points. He's going to catch Reggie soon. He'll probably catch Reggie before the end of the regular season. No, probably not.
For the end of the season?
7 games left. It's probably
70
next
points.
Year. Let's check out the first quarter. Enough about me, man. First quarter. Stephen Curry scored 19 points. Obviously, we didn't teach a lot of math at San Francisco State.
I'm sorry,
San Francisco State, we weren't math majors up there. We're broadcast journalism coming out of that school. But Warriors scored 45 in the first quarter, really set the tone. Steph with 19 in that frame. They really got great looks all around. Pods with the layup right there, Mully. Well, that's how you set the tone.
It's been a focus to get off to better starts. And last game in San Antonio, they did pretty well at 44. And tonight, a little bit better at 45 against a much better Memphis Grizzlies team. But again, setting the tone, finding your rhythm, getting players involved, really important. And I think what they're really starting to do, get off to a great start and let that momentum carry them through the game.
I mean, Mully, you said they weren't in a box and one. Well, they couldn't even get into a box and one because the Warriors were well prepared. It seems like their chemistry is starting to evolve. And he was coming off of screens looking to make plays whenever they try to double team. Now, I'm talking about Steph Curry right now. It's just incredible to watch how they're moving well without the basketball.
Desi, there goes your stat. The Warriors now improved to 29-4 when leading after the first quarter.
So it didn't even matter that they lost the lead and they were going into the fourth quarter tied. Nope. Just as long as they got the momentum to start the game.
They were 0-2.
They were 0-2 on the road.
When tied going into the fourth quarter.
Time now for our tell you how to drive ahead. And the Warriors are headed to Hollywood, where they haven't beaten the Lakers all season long. 0-3 against the Lakers. First time they'll see Luka Doncic in that purple and gold. And, of course, Denver on Friday night. They haven't beaten Denver since 2022 in the regular season. In the playoffs, obviously, beat Denver in 5 games. But, yeah, they've lost
since
9.
Since 2022?
In the regular season, since 2022. They've lost 9 consecutive games against Denver. But they've got to beat the Lakers.
Great game tonight. Enjoyable. I love NBA basketball when it's played at this level.
The Warriors
amazing show by Steph.
No doubt about that. The Warriors win 3 consecutive games after beginning this road trip 0-2. Big-time game from the Chef. 52 points, 10 rebounds. And KB and Dalton talk more about Stephen Curry on Dubs Talk Live.